Hey, what's happening? Welcome to my channel. This is Living in Alberta. In today's video, look, there's a ton of people looking to move to Red Deer Alberta, but they don't want to live right within the city. So in this video, we're going to kind of break down some of the best options to live in the surrounding area. Hey, what's happening? My name is Kyle. Welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. On this channel, we break down everything when it comes to moving to or living in Alberta. So if you do want to see more videos like this one, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you are notified every week when a video comes out. And of course, if you would like any help with your real estate needs, I am a licensed realtor in the town. You can use information popping up. Get a hold of me any way you want. All right, let's do it. Let's get in the video. All right, as we already talked about, guys, there's lots of people looking to move to Red Deer. However, they do not want to live right within the city. So I kind of wanted to give you a complete guide of some of the more popular options, kind of in the surrounding area, maybe about 25 minutes outside of Red Deer, maybe half hour on a shitty winter day. But let's dive right into it. Let's take a look at one of the most popular ones that people are moving to. Let's talk about Black Falls, Alberta. Now, we've talked about Black Falls quite a bit on this channel. It is a super popular area to live. It's got about 12,000 people. Again, we'll have a look on a map here so you can see that it's really only about 10-minute drive out of the north side of Red Deer. If you're looking to head downtown Red Deer, maybe 20 minutes. So super easy commute, which is why a lot of people are looking to live in this area when they're thinking of moving to the Red Deer area. Now, I really like Black Falls for young families. It just has such a young demographic. When you're there, you'll really notice it. There is young kids, young families outside playing all the time. You see them walking everywhere. It just has a really young feel to it.
This place is awesome.
I have buddies that live there. They say that they love it. You know, they can let their kids go outside and play. They don't worry about crime or safety. It just feels like, you know, back in the wonder years, 1999, 1990, when you could just let your kids run free and you didn't have to worry about things. Now, for the longest time, Black Falls was the fastest growing community in the country. It no longer holds that status, but it is the fastest growing community in central Alberta right now. And the town has done a really amazing job keeping up with some of that added infrastructure that is needed with this population growth. So over the last decade, they've added a lot of things. Some of the most notable things have been the Abbey Center. Now, this really is a phenomenal rec center. Indoor running tracks, gyms, field houses, it really has everything. And of course, right outside the Abbey Center, and we'll show you some drone footage so you can see, you know, exactly what we're talking about. There's a cool pool with water slides, and across the street from that is a mountain bike park. Now, you've seen some other things get added in Black Falls. It now has the Eagle Builders Center, which is Twin Arenas, which is home of the AHL Black Falls Bulldogs, so a junior league hockey team there. It's got a brand new public library, and as we speak, currently there was no high school in Black Falls. Kids were having to get bused to Lacombe, but they are building right now a brand new high school. So that is going to alleviate a lot of the travel for the high school kids. There's also a new kindergarten grade 5 Catholic school that's going to be built in Black Falls. So you're just seeing a ton of infrastructure added, tons of growth in Black Falls. Now, of course, if you want to kind of briefly talk about some of the cons of living there, obviously 12,000 people, it is a smaller town. You are super close to Red Deer. So it will be lacking some more of the retail amenities. It doesn't have a ton of options for grocery stores. I think there's one, there could be two, you know, a medical clinic and a pharmacy. I mean, however, it's not a huge deal. I mean, if you need to run into Red Deer, it's not that far away, but just keep in mind, you know, for things like, you know, if you want to go bowling, you want to go check out a movie, you have some shopping that you want to do, you might have to be traveling into Red Deer for that. But again, not that far away. So in my opinion, not really that big of a deal. All right, let's move along to number 2 and let's take a look at Lacombe, Alberta. This is another popular place to move to. This is one of those towns that you frequently see as one of the best places to live in Alberta. Population of about 15,000 people. Yes, it does have a city status. What I like about Lacombe is that it does have a nicely balanced demographic. So there still is a decent amount of young families there, but the seniors get some love as well. Now, why am I such a big fan of Lacombe? I really think that it is a pretty little city, for lack of a better term. I'm a big fan of walking trails and, you know, big old growth trees, and Lacombe has a ton of this. There's many streets where you drive along and the trees are so big they overhang across the entire street. There's lots of bodies of water with lots of connected walking trails. So if that's important to you, a huge bonus of living in Lacombe. And I think you will find Lacombe's downtown to be a pretty cool little downtown for a small city. It's actually won some awards for its historic old Edwardian buildings. There's some cool stuff going on down there. They got a little street where there's lots of lounges and there's restaurants and patios. Gives off a super cool vibe down there. And something else that's really neat about Lacombe's downtown is that it has its entire history painted in murals all over the walls on the buildings downtown. It is actually, and this is a fun fact about Lacombe, it is Alberta's mural capital. So there you go, fun fact, bet you didn't know that.
Well, that's new information to me.
Now there is some fun things to do with the family in Lacombe. If you are in the area whatsoever, or you're driving by, I highly suggest you take the family or the kids to the Lacombe Corn Maze. So it is just on the west side of Highway 2, just about 5 minutes outside of Lacombe. This place is fantastic, guys. There is so many cool things there. I wish I had some like this when I was a kid. There's big pillow trampolines, there's a potato gun, you can feed animals there. Obviously you can go through the corn maze. There's just a ton of stuff there. And it is a fantastic way to fill the day.
Yes, this is such an exciting day for everyone.
So again, I'm a super big fan of Lacombe. I really like the downtown. It has a cool feel. I love all the connected walking trails. I love all the old growth trees. You know, you'd think because it's built in the middle of the prairies and it's kind of along Highway 2, they would be lacking some of that stuff. Not at all. It really is a pretty smaller city.
It's a beautiful place. You should try and visit.
Again, it's tough to find cons for these places, but one of the perceived cons of living in Lacombe is that it does have higher property taxes. So it does rank in the top 5 for the highest property taxes when it comes to Alberta cities. Now you will save a little bit more on real estate prices. They are going to be significantly cheaper than in Red Deer, as well as, you know, places like Blackfalds and Sylvan Lake. I wouldn't say significantly, but they will be more affordable. So if you're looking for an option that's about 25 minutes away, it's on the out of the north side of Red Deer off Highway 2, you really should be looking at Lacombe. I really love it. I think it is a fantastic option. All right, let's keep moving. Let's talk about the next one. We are going to look at kind of two combined. We'll kind of talk about them separately, but they are so close together. Let's take a look at Penhold and Springbrook. All right, let's start off with Penhold. This is kind of a sneaky little hidden gem that has been growing pretty significantly over the last little while. It has about 4,000 people. And if we look on a map, you'll see that it's only about 10 minutes out of the south end of Red Deer. Now, it wasn't long ago that there was literally nothing in Penhold, but because of the growth that it's been seeing, you're seeing a lot of things being added there. So again, a brand new sportsplex. We know when I worked on the fire department, we had a Monday, Thursday hockey league. And this is actually where we would go play our Monday, Thursday league, is out in the sportsplex in Penhold. So that gives you an idea just how close it is. And it gives you an idea how good it is, because come on, let's be real here. Firefighters are princesses. They wouldn't play somewhere that was shitty.
What amazing firefighters you are.
The town is also getting a brand new middle school, and you're seeing things there now like medical clinics and pharmacies. So you don't have to go far if you don't want to. And recently the town approved $1.5 million to be put into the town to develop things. They call it active transportation. So expanding walking trails, adding new ones, adding footbridges. Active transportation is actually humans getting around. It has nothing to do with cars. So improving connectivity within the town without having to use a vehicle. So again, this only has 4,000 people. It is super small, but it is growing. It has affordable real estate, and you are very, very close to the south end of Red Deer. Very easy commute. Now let's quickly touch on Springbrook. So if you look on a map, Springbrook is right in between Penhold and Red Deer, and it only has about 1,500 people. There really is not a lot going on there. There is one general store, and that is it. But I want to bring it up because this is where the Red Deer Airport is located. As we talked about before on this channel, the Red Deer Airport is undergoing an expansion of about $30 million. They estimate that the expansion itself is going to create 200 extra jobs, and then once the expansion is done, there's going to be 350 jobs created. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, but usually when transportation lines improve, so this is going to be for the entire central Alberta area, but I don't have a crystal ball. I think that you might see Springbrook really start to grow because of this expansion of the airport. I think that you're going to see a lot of stuff added to this small little town. So again, only literally 5 minutes out of the south end of Red Deer. It really feels like you're kind of in a neighborhood in Red Deer. Even though there's not a lot going on there, there really is nothing for, you know, shopping or retail. There is one general store. This might be an option that you might want to consider also. All right, let's dive into the next one. Let's talk about a super popular area to move to in this central Alberta area. Let's take a quick look at Sylvan Lake, Alberta. So a decent sized population. You have about 17,000 people in Sylvan Lake. Again, we'll throw up a map here. You can see that you're only about 15 minutes out of the west side of Red Deer. What's nice is that Highway 11 is a double lane highway, so it is a very unstressful or less stressful trip heading into the city. So a super quick commute. I swear half of the Red Deer Fire Department lives in Sylvan Lake. It is one of the fastest growing communities in the prairies right now. It is a very interactive community with kind of lots of things going on throughout the year. Even in the wintertime, you think it might slow down because it's a lake town, but there's still tons of festivals and events that go on throughout the entire year in Sylvan Lake. And you will see that that entire lake just becomes ice fishing village in the wintertime. So there's always kind of a reason for people to hang out and get to know each other within this in the town, and it's a very tight-knit community. Now they estimate that roughly 1 million people visit Sylvan Lake throughout the summer months, so obviously it can be a zoo in the summertime.
Is it always this busy?
Only for the summer.
But you know, on Lakeshore Drive, I love taking the kids there on a hot day in the summertime, hanging out at the beach, hitting up the Big Move for ice cream afterwards. It really gives off a really cool vibe. There's music, there's just everyone's having fun. It's just a really chill, cool vibe up on the lakeshore. Now, obviously this could be perceived as a con, being that busy, you know, so that's why I think it's super important for you to really choose where you live in Sylvan Lake. If you want that full Sylvan Lake town experience, you might want to live up in the cottage area, which is right off Lakeshore Drive. However, if you want to live in Sylvan Lake, you want all the benefits that come with living in Sylvan Lake, like having access to the lake. But when you do come home, you kind of want to be in a quieter neighborhood. There are a ton of great options for that as well. So it is super important to really be diligent on your choice of neighborhood depending on what you want. Now it has some really good options as far as things like, and I love that as a Canadian, I call this really good options, but it has Canadian Tire, it has Walmart, it has some decent choices for grocery stores. So really you should be pretty self-sustainable within the town of Sylvan. It doesn't have a hospital, so you will be going to Red Deer for things like that.
No way!
Again, if you do need anything that's not in Sylvan, Red Deer is only 15 minutes away. Super easy commute on a double lane highway. So super popular community. There is a ton of people moving here right now. Always a healthy real estate market. I have people reaching out to me every week asking me about Sylvan Lake. So this one should definitely be on your radar. All right, let's take a look at the final option when it comes to living in the surrounding area in Red Deer. Let's take a look at Innisfail, Alberta. Now Innisfail, for some reason, it doesn't seem to be quite as popular as the other ones that we've talked about, minus Penhold and Springbrook. Not as popular as Sylvan and Blackfalds and Lacombe. It actually saw a population decrease over the last 5 years, which is kind of surprising. It has about 7,600 people, and it's about 25 minutes right south on Highway 2. So again, not too far from Red Deer. It is definitely a good option. Some things that I do love about Innisfail is it has a phenomenal golf course. Now, if you're like me, you know, you might just want to leave the driver in the bag. Those fairways are narrow. Sometimes I only hit a 5-iron off there, although I can hit my 5-iron just about 300 yards, but no big deal. And it also has kind of a hidden gem of a little zoo there, something you wouldn't expect to be in this small little central Alberta town. It's called Discovery Wildlife Park. And there's some cool things there, some things that you wouldn't expect. I mean, there's lions, there's camels. They obviously have the regular North American stuff like wolves, deer. There is movie star bears there too, so you can take in a show if you want to rent a golf cart to kind of travel all the way around. You don't want to walk.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my!
It really is a great way to fill the day with the family. Now on the west side of Innisfail, you have some really nice connected walking trails around some bodies of water. So there's places like Napoleon Lake. These are really cool places. Some of the cons of living in Innisfail, it is a smaller town, obviously 7,600 people. Of course, you're going to have the lack of amenities and things like that. It does have a hospital. Really though, one of the biggest cons of living in Innisfail is that it literally is right beside Highway 2. So on the east side of Innisfail, there are neighborhoods that are super close to the highway. So depending on where you come from, that might be a big deal to you, that might not be, but you will definitely get a little bit more highway noise and hum. But this is another great option if you kind of want to live in the surrounding area and maybe you want to be a little bit farther south. So again, it is 25 minutes south of Red Deer, so you'd be a little bit closer to Calgary. And no, you're not going to get any weather difference living 25 minutes farther south. So there you have it, guys. Lots of times, like I said, people don't want to live right within Red Deer. They want some options that surround it. So these are kind of the best options to live within 25 minutes to half hour of Red Deer. All of them have super easy commutes and they're going to have more affordable real estate as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell so you're notified every week when a new video comes out. And if you would like any help with the real estate needs, use this information popping up right now. Get a hold of me any way you want. Would love to hear from you. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. Cheers.